So this is embryology question 4. Again, we'll be looking at a very frequently asked question. Now, this is about twins. First of all, as you have not been much exposed to obstetrics in your clinical arena, I would be looking at this in a very explanatory manner, as well as we'll be trying to look at what twins are and what are the types of twins that are plausible. So now, first of all, there are two types of twins. One would be identical twins. In this, you see that the zygote has split for the formation of either two triplets or sometimes even quadruplets and even more. In this circumstance, the sex as well as the genetic constitution is absolutely, it is the same, and there shouldn't be any difference. But there is the other type, which is known as fraternal twins. In fraternal twins, the genetic constitution is different, may or may not be of the same sex. So the genetically, so unidentical twins. Usually twins are a result of advanced maternal age, and even certain fertility measures that we do, artificial fertility treatments. For an example, if you give ova ovulatory inducing agents such as clomiphene, there might be 2 or 3 ova that is released simultaneously. Such conditions leading to fraternal twins. So this is how it is. Now the twins can be divided into few types depending on the number of placenta and the number of amniotic cavities that you get. Fraternal twins or unidentical twins are always dichorionic diamniotic, which means that it has 2 chorions, 2 placentas, and 2 amniotic cavities. But the identical twins could be dichorionic diamniotic, where there's 2 placenta and 2 amnion cavities, or it could be monochorionic and diamniotic, or it could be monochorionic and monoamniotic. Now, this is dependent on the time at which the zygote splits. If it splits within the first 3 days, 1 to 3 days, you would see a dichorionic diamniotic twin, where there are 2 placentas, 2 amnions, so there is not much of a problem. Usually, the complications are much less. But if it splits in the 7 to 9 days, within the second week, if the bilamina disc splits, then the twin that is of consequence would be a monochorionic, where there's only 1 placenta but 2 amniotic cavities. The third type is monochorionic monoamniotic, where there is only 1 placenta and both of them shares a single amniotic cavity present within the same amniotic cavity, uh, occupying the same space. So this happens when it splits in the third week, such as within 13 to 15 days. So later, once it becomes late, there is a possibility that you would see a monochorionic monoamniotic twin happening, right? Complication wise, as I said, dichorionic is much better, as the number of placentas, as well as if they start to share the amniotic cavity, the complications are going to be bit higher and greater as well. Now, something that you should remember: if this happens in the latter stage, somewhere in between 15 days or beyond in the early stage of gestation, there is a possibility that might lead to conjoint twins. What are conjoint twins? The twins that you see where they are connected to each other. Now there are different types of conjoint twins that you come across. There are thoracophagous twins where they are joined at their chest or the upper abdomen, and there are omphalophagus twins where they share the abdominal organs. Then there are craniopagus twins who share the same head, joined at the head, not the same head, but joined at the head, and there are many more. So there are different types of conjoint twins that you come across. All of these happens because of the division of the trilaminar disc. So beyond the third week, at the end of the second week, you see monokaryonic monoamniotic. At the initiation of the second week, you see monokaryonic diamniotic. And in the initial stage, which is the first week itself, if it splits, then of course you see dichorionic diamniotic. So they might give you different in certain books there might be something between 10 to 13 days, that is possible again. So let's go back to the question. Now again there's another entity which is known as parasitic twins. Parasitic twins, this is a possibility that comes when they share the same chorion or the same placenta. Now in such circumstances there is a possibility that there might be circulatory connections or blood vessel connections between the twins, where will thrive one will thrive in the expense of the other, because in this circumstance what would happen is that all the blood is funneled from one twin to the other twin, where this is the recipient as well as the other twin would be the donor. The donor will probably die out because it does not gain that much of nourishment, but the recipient, however, will thrive and will grow. Uh, at the end, sometimes with the death of the donor, it can lead to death of the recipient as well. So, leading a sort of a parasitic form of a life. uh, Again a very trivial form of explanation, because you haven't not done your obstetric appointments yet, but with time I'll be giving a further a more detailed version of the parasitic twins. So going back to the question, what occurs due to the division of trilaminar germ disc? Division. So trilaminar, as I said, trilaminar germ disc is formed within the third week, which means between 14 to 21 days. So as I said, beyond 15 days you involved in the formation of conjoint twins. So this is the answer that you're looking for. Possibly a single best answer, single best question. So this is conjoint twins. So again, a very important topic. Should know twins. It's a very frequent question. Can come up in most of your questions that are given in behalf of embryology. So we'll meet you next time with the fifth question.